On the premiere episode of Hanging with Champions, Dara and I hang out with a 13-time world champion, a 2-time Olympic gold medalist, and a world record holder. And at 23 years of age, he's just getting started. The fastest swimmer in the world, Caeleb Dressel, joins us today. So come hang out with us on Hanging with Champions. Welcome to the debut episode of Hanging with Champions, where you, me, all of us will get to hang out with the greatest of the greats in Olympic and sports history. We'll give you some casual access into their lives. We'll throw in some special guests, some contests, and some other surprises. And we'll even have a chance for some of you to hang out with us. My name is Patrick Kinas, and I'm honored to introduce my sterling co-host. You know her as a 12-time Olympic medalist, a 4-time Olympic champion, and she is strictly adhering to social distancing guidelines down in Florida. It is the legendary Dara Torres. Hi, Dara.
Hey, how you doing? Cool. I love that open. That was awesome. You're someone who I'm actually really honored to be working with, and it was fun working with you in Rio, and I'm really glad to be back working with you again.
Ditto for me as well. So tell me quickly about, how has coronavirus, how has the world stopping a couple of months ago, how's that impacted your life and all the great work that you do for the Olympics and for the corporate world?
Well, I've become a little OCD in my house, so my house has never been cleaner. I've been exercising a lot, spending a lot of time with my daughter, butting heads, but also enjoying some time with her. And I've been watching what's going on in the world and how things have been delayed. And for me personally, obviously, sports, I'm very close with, and what has happened in the world has impacted me too, because I can just identify with these athletes who have to put their careers on hold. So it's been kind of sad, but hopefully things are starting to move forward and open up soon.
Thank you for your time. This is going to be a lot of fun over these next several months.
And I also have to say, and grow a beard too. I mean, that's I haven't seen that either. Is that like 2 months worth, or?
This is the first ever attempt at any kind of facial hair in my life. So this
Nice.
is 65 days worth right now. With that, Dara, you ready to roll and open up this little show?
I am excited for our first guest.
All right, well, let's bring him in. We're coming out hot here, folks. Our very first episode and our very first Olympian joining us here. And it's the 10-time NCAA champion, 28-time All-American, which is a record, by the way, 2-time Olympic gold medalist already. And he just broke Michael Phelps' world record in the 100-meter butterfly last summer in South Korea. And he is positioned now to become an emerging superstar at the Summer Olympics in Tokyo next year. It is the 23-year-old phenom, Caeleb Dressel. Hi, Caleb. How are you, buddy?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are you doing?
We're hanging in there. So I guess that's the first question for you is, how are you doing with the Olympics being postponed? What has that done for all of your training and preparation?
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely had to make some changes with training, but I think that's a good thing about, working with Troy. That's why I came to school at UF. That's why I'm still training with him, is he's always got a plan for everything. So once we knew what it was, Olympics postponed a year, that gave me more time to prepare, more time to train, more time to get better at my craft and try to figure a lot of stuff out, because I don't know everything about my sport. It's fun swimming fast, but typically, it's a week of torture for these big meets mentally and physically. So training's a fun part. So I got a whole extra year to do that.
So one thing, we've already broken the first rule here on Hanging with Champions, which we were only planning on having one Florida Gator on the show. But you're a Florida Gator too, like Dara. So we'll make an exception for you here today, Caleb. But one area where you have more expertise and experience than Dara and I do on podcasting is podcasting.
The Ben and Caleb Show.
What is the Ben and Caleb Show?
Yeah, so I gotta say something first. If you plan on having elite athletes on, you're gonna run into a bunch of Gators on this show. There's no way you're gonna be able to avoid that. So me and my roommate Ben, I kind of came to him and said, I want to start a podcast. It's just something I've been thinking about. I don't really know where the idea originated from, but I wanted him to do it with me. Ben's my best friend. We always had, good conversation without a camera on us, but I think it's the biggest thing I wanted, just to put energy into something that wasn't swimming and to be able to share some funny stuff. I'm not super active on social media. I swim not for money, not for fame. I just want to see how far I can take something. It's as simple as that. And the podcast was a good way, I think, for people, if they did want to take a look into my life and how I work and operate, to, listen to the show.
Caleb, I'd ask you who your favorite guest has been so far, but you haven't asked me on yet. So, I don't know if I should ask you that or not.
I know, maybe we should have you on. I've been wanting to have a couple more athletes, but for right now, it's kind of been fun just we had the sleep disorder doctor, we had a cancer survivor. We have a couple people lined up at the moment. We just got to figure out when we're going to schedule them.
So Caleb, you brought up earlier that we may have a plethora of Florida Gator athletes on this show because of the amazing athletic history in Gainesville. So I guess my question to you would be, who would be maybe your top 3 all-time Florida Gator athletes?
Goodness. So, I remember when I stepped foot on campus, that was a big thing for my recruiting trip because I wasn't on campus a long time, but I didn't want to go to a program that was just, known for swimming. I wanted to be surrounded by greatness. I wanted to be surrounded by these elite athletes. I wanted to be surrounded by good track coaches, good football coaches, good basketball, good swim coaches, of course, but I just wanted to be surrounded by it. I wanted to be surrounded by Olympians, not just swimmers, because the way I see it, you can learn anything from any sport. You can learn everything from any sport. I feel like athletics to a certain point is tied together for sure mentally, but physically there's a lot of things that tie together and a lot of things that relate. So I don't know if I have a top 3. I grew up a Gator fan. So of course, watching the 06 to 08 football team, being able to see those games live. Of course you have Tim, you got Percy Harvin. You have Jeff Demps. I don't know. I was obsessed with football. That was originally my first love of a sport, was football and not swimming. So that was my go-to to watch. Football team was definitely a big one.
All right, Caleb, we're doing some other different things on this show as well. So another element that we're rolling in is called Who Is It?, where we sometimes bring in guests to surprise the Olympic guests that we have. So I need to have you practice here for me. Okay, I'm going to knock on my table, and I need you to really sell and say, who is it? Okay? Simple directions. Ready? All right, here we go.
Who is it? James barking.
You try it again?
Who is it?
Tim Tebow. Is he in the room?
No.
I'm here.
Oh my gosh.
What is going on?
What's up, man?
Hey, how you doing, man?
I'm doing fantastic. Can I just say congratulations to you on everything?
Thank you very much. I appreciate that, man.
I can even say congratulations on this little mustache thing. I don't even know what quite to call it, but
man, shut up! It's bigger than what you got on your face right now.
That's because I don't want that on my face. No.
Tim, I actually got a funny story real quick. So I had to have been junior high. I went to a Gator game. I want to say it was South Carolina. Y'all whooped them, but I went to the Gator walk with my mom, and you were walking down the line. I had my hand out. I missed the high five from your hand. So one day I got to get a handshake from you or something. I remember missing the high five. So
man, I'm sorry about that. Well, how about a hug? I can do that even better. You're a freaking Gator, great man, and I'm proud of you.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm still training here till this day. I love Gainesville. You know how it is. It's a small community. It's grown up a little bit. I don't know the last time you've been here, but I don't know if you'd recognize it, but it's still the same old Gainesville.
Oh, I make my way down there at least a couple of times every year, and I'll be down there again soon. And Gator Nation's always really near and dear to my heart. There's no doubt about it. That's why it's an honor to be on this call with all of you guys. And I also have to give a shout out to you, Caleb, because you're also sort of a Jacksonville guy, How are you dealing with everything right now in training?
It's been good. I'm a lot more fortunate than a lot of America, certainly the rest of the world. Troy, my coach, he's always on it. So he found us some pool time, and we've been running about 4 days a week. But it's just about maintaining, aerobic base, maintaining strength. So lifting schedule has been fine. I can see your lifting schedule has been fine as well. But it's been good. I'm just trying to maintain best I can. Keep everything in line. But I don't want to get soft right now. I didn't want a vacation. No one wanted a vacation.
Listen, Caleb, that's why we love you. Is you're a Jacksonville boy. You're never gonna get soft. You know? That's how we raised him here. And by the way, I just want you to know that I cut a workout short just so I could get back to be with you and do this for you guys.
Oh, you big softy. You better get back and finish that when you hang up.
You guys, when I was at UF, the football players were in awe of the way the summers worked out, because we'd be doing like, I don't know, 3-a-days and just crazy stuff on the, as you know, on the football field with sleds and wheels and all these crazy things. Between you guys, who do you think works harder, football players or swimmers?
To be honest, I think both push themselves to a crazy level. I think it depends, who the individual is, but I think it's so different. Like, I could never do any of the things that the swim team did when I was there. I mean, guys, honestly, I would have to ask y'all for help to even learn how to float. Like, I'm that person who would go to the pool. I can't float. Like everyone else, it's like so easy, relax, like lay on your back. No, I'm not a swimmer. I'm a sinker. Okay, I can't even float. So like when we would have to do water stuff, like it was miserable to me. And our bodies are just made differently. So I think, while the exercises are different, I think probably both of us really strive to learn how to strain to push ourselves to that nth degree, so we can get the best out of our body and everything that God gave us.
Yeah, I think Tim said it right. Tim, the sad part is I don't float either. I sink too. That's why I swim the shorter events. I think it's just what you're used to. I mean, I started swimming when I was 5. Tim, I'm sure it was the same for you. You probably started playing football at a young age. Like, that's just what we're used to. If you put me on a football field, I get hit once, I'm done. I don't care who tackles me. I'm done. I'm just not used to that. That's what you're used to. That's what you're supposed to be doing. That's your craft. That's what you want to get better at. So you're kind of used to a certain level of hurt. And, that's why I have a respect for all types of different sports. If you want to put me on a football field, I'm not going to last. But you put Tim in a pool, I'll kill him.
There's no doubt.
So, Caleb, one quick question for you. We did some digging, talked with your head coach down in Florida earlier in the week, and chatted a bit with your mom yesterday to find out why Tim, and Tim, you may not know this, but why Tim is one of your major idols. You're sitting right next to him virtually. Why is Tim Tebow somebody that you have admired so much for so long?
Yeah, I'm glad I said his name. That would have sucked if I left everyone off but Tim. The thing I like about Tim, of course, it's faith. He gets God-given talent. He understands what to do with that. And the biggest thing is it's not just football for Tim. He's done professionally. Well, for now that I know of, he's done professionally, but I feel like he has a good understanding of the baby steps in his life and what to do with it. And whatever he is doing at that moment, it's 100%, and he's all in with it. Whatever he's at in his life, he's playing baseball, football, if he's on a talk show, if he's hopping on a Skype call, I feel like he's all in that moment. And I appreciate that. And I understand that, because when I'm done with swimming, there's going to come a point in my life where I'm going to be too old to swim, or I'm not going to want to swim anymore. Tim has a good understanding, I think, of taking his life in steps, and whatever step he's at, being all in with that. But being a nice guy, but also knowing how to turn the switch off.
I appreciate that, Caleb. Thanks so much. I think it's really important that for us as athletes, but honestly for anything, that we transcend what we do, right? So if I'm a football player or baseball player, that it's more than just a game. Because if all we do is win or lose, or throw a touchdown or throw an interception, at the end of the day, it's not worth that much. I know we put a lot and we train and we're passionate about it, but ultimately at the end of the day, they're going to forget all the championships or trophies. And I know the two of you have a whole lot of championships and trophies, a lot more than me. But for as good as both of you are and all the gold medals, like eventually they're going to rust. I hate to say that, but eventually they're going to rust. But man, the impact that the two of y'all are able to make on young kids that look up to you, and when you can transcend swimming into encouraging people, putting smiles on kids' faces, giving them a brighter day, inspiring them to reach their dreams, inspiring them that they're valuable or they're worth something. Then you've taken a sport and yes, it's been your passion, but now you've transcended it into affecting lives. And I think ultimately there's nothing greater that we can do on earth than make someone else's life better because we were in theirs. And I think that's really important. And so that's just always been a goal for me and whatever I'm doing. And I do think you can have a balance between being nice, running someone over, and then I'll help you back up, I always feel like we could balance the competitive edge versus doing the right thing. And so thank you for those kind of words, Caleb.
Yeah, you're welcome. No, that's well said. At the end of the day, if you swim fast, who cares? Like, honestly, you throw a bunch of touchdowns, who cares? Like, what are you doing with it, to reach the next the next level. I mean, of course, you've done a good job. That's what I've actually said on a couple podcasts and interviews. It's like, I'm not asking everyone to be, a Tim Tebow or a LeBron James. Those are just the two guys that come to mind. You guys are just two of the biggest in regards to just kind of being very influential. It's, sometimes maybe our purpose is just reaching out to that one person that maybe you can't reach out to, or maybe that I can reach out to. We don't have to be the big guns to make an impact, because I think everything eventually will come full circle. So maybe if I help one swimmer that you weren't capable of reaching, that's why I think purpose is so big with what you're supposed to be doing, because that's what you're meant to be doing. I can't reach that circle. Maybe you can't reach that circle. LeBron can't reach that circle. So whatever circle we're in, making sure we impact through our purpose, because those are the people we're supposed to be impacting. And then, using our platform to change lives, let everything go full circle. But maybe it's not, thousands of people or millions of people like you've done. Maybe it's just one or two.
Tim, last question for you. Congratulations on getting married a few months ago to Demi Lee. And Caleb, you may not know, got engaged only a couple of months ago. So do you have any early wedding, early husband advice for him?
It sounds cliche and like it's going to get old, but remember the little things. And I would say, even when you get married, don't stop dating. Make sure she's always your girlfriend and she's your date, not just your wife. That would be the little bit of advice that I'm also telling myself, is continue all the things you did to show her that you love her. Don't let that stop, because you fall into a routine, and I think that's really important. But congratulations.
Thank you very much.
All right. Well, Tim, Caleb, Dara, we're going to take a quick little break. We're going to come back and wrap things up. So hold on. We're coming back. We'll wrap things up with this debut episode of Hanging with Champions after this. Hanging with Champions, I'm Patrick Kinas with 12-time Olympic medalist Dara Torres. That's impressive, Dara, but did you know you're sitting alongside a Guinness World Record holder in marathon bowling?
That is impressive, but can you say that you have cover of a cereal box to your name?
Ryan Sandberg, Hall of Fame autographed baseball.
ESPY?
I got a gold medal. I got a fork. Welcome back to the first episode of Hanging with Champions. Patrick Kinas joined by three legendary Florida Gators, Caeleb Dressel, Dara Torres, and Tim Tebow zooming in a couple of minutes ago. And our last segment here is going to be our challenge involving all three of you. And the challenge on the table here, guys, is to sing the Florida Gator fight song. I'm going to try and rile you up and put you in the mood. But are you all you game for this?
We're psyched.
Okay.
I'm ready.
All right. So here's what we're going to do here to kind of get you a little bit aggravated
Okay.
and ready to go here. All right.
He's walking away.
This
That's
is
actually bad. I'm actually like genuinely
All right.
upset right now.
Does that make you mad right there? All right,
You
ready?
don't even say their name.
Yeah, I know, right?
I spent a lot of time last night drawing this, by the way. All right, Tim, you're going to take the lead. Let her rip.
So give a cheer for the
Orange and blue.
forever.
Forever pride of old Florida.
Day she drew never. We'll sing
We'll
a
sing a
song
song
for
for
the
the
team.
flag today. Did I mess it up?
Let's go! On for the team that play.
On to the goal, we'll fought away for Florida.
Yeah! That's what let's go!
That was good enough. That wasn't bad.
Love
Yeah,
it.
I don't know about that.
Love it.
Oh, look, he
Yeah.
changed gear.
Oh, nice.
That's what I'm talking
There you
about.
go.
There.
Yeah.
Go Gators.
Yeah, honestly, let me say to you guys though, I can't tell you how exciting it is when I get the chance to either watch y'all during the Olympics or see highlights about you, and just the way that y'all represented Gator Nation, and you continue to do it and just make us all so proud. And it's just it's a blessing to have true champions and feel a part of you guys when y'all have success. So just super proud of you guys and grateful to be on here. And Caleb, grateful to be able to watch your journey and know it's just the start. But I know that you're going to crush it, and because you're going to remember where you're from and what got you there, and keep grinding like you do. And Dara, just thank you for having me on, and grateful to be on this first episode with you guys.
Well, we really appreciate it. And thank you for being such a fantastic role model to all the kids and just human beings in general. I mean, you really are just someone who we all look up to.
Oh, you're sweet. Thank you so much. Just grateful for you guys. Gator Nation.
I appreciate you hopping on. You know, that does mean a lot. I've never gotten to officially meet you, so I'm sure once this is all said and done, next time you're in Gainesville, maybe I can shake your hand.
Yeah.
I still have nightmares from junior high. So
I look forward to that, man. I really do, and grateful for you, and keep crushing it. If I can ever help, I'll be there.
I appreciate that, man.
All right. So grateful for your time. Tim Tebow, thanks for stopping by. I hope there's big league baseball later on this summer. Good luck in your other pursuit, getting into big leagues with the New York Mets. And you're obviously already a very special person to the show. So thanks for your time.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys. God bless y'all.
Dara, a last thought. We've set the bar pretty high, I'd say, after episode 1.
Yeah, that was awesome. And Caleb, hopefully you liked our little surprise there. And you're fun to interview, and you really have some great things to say that I'm sure you will touch more than just 1 or 2 people.
Yeah, I appreciate that. That was really cool, guys.
Surprise.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, Caleb, thanks so much for your time. Best of luck to you in your additional training, getting ready for Tokyo next summer. And we're looking forward to seeing you over there. And good luck with your wedding coming up as well.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Massive thanks to Tim Tebow, Caleb Dressel, and my co-host, Dara Torres. And huge thanks to you for tuning in for our premiere episode. And a reminder, you can find us all over social media. Subscribe at our YouTube channel. Find us on Instagram, on Twitter, and on Facebook. And we're with you for the next several months with other massive Olympic stars from Team USA. So on behalf of Dara, on behalf of Tim and Caleb, I'm Patrick Kinas. For our whole crew at Hang with Champions, thanks for hanging with us. We'll see you next time.